we're back with another stream here. I meant to start this a little bit earlier. I woke up. I was not feeling good today. I was worn out from the last week of work, so I pretty much took the day off, just kind of relaxed and slept most of the day. Today was pretty productive when I was on for. I was would get on for about an hour or two and then just go back to sleep again and but I got a lot done. Oh man, uh, was able to tear up the Kretschna another tier, and now you can see I've got 3 upgrades on 14. These are going to take these are monster upgrades. So I'm thankful I've got the other ships I can score in some of the weekend events now with, but that one's not that bad. I'm going to convert that, but you're looking at this is high but not crazy. So this one will be done, probably the next one that gets done. But you're looking at some of the parts for some of these other ones where I need 75,000 parts for this. 99,000 for that. All these are probably going to be 99,000 because that's kind of the way it rolls. Yeah. I mean, hell, that's probably, if I was to try to buy this, I mean, just actually pay, go in there and buy the packs in the store, it would probably be 3 or 4 packs a piece of these at least. This one here I can do just, uh, I, I'll get this many parts and enough crystal to do this without having to buy a pack. That one's done. That one will take a while. Those are the two I want to do next. Is that one? That's the main weapon, and this is my shield. All the other stuff is good. I just want to hit. I usually do the shuttle. I mean the cargo bay last, but it wasn't going to take anything from the other stuff, so I went ahead and did it. So what I ended up doing is I had enough. The first one I did when I went up is I went for the armor because I think that's the armor and the shield are the two most important ones to do first. Unless you're trying to get into a system, then sometimes you might want to do the warp engine first. But far as performance wise, what gives your ship the most protection are these two, and these are the ones I usually do 1, 2. But like I said, I looked at that and saw I needed, uh, over 60,000 in parts. That ain't happening this week because, like I said, uh, that's literally $300 if I was going to go in the store and pay for that. I don't have the bank account to do that kind of crap. Like I said, the most I've ever spent in one weekend is $1,000, and that's just because I got a check in the mail that was money that I wasn't expecting, like from when I paid off my truck. But other than that, these are just gonna have to whittle away. But luckily, I've got 3 other ships. They're not in that. Now the Enterprise is getting there. You got. It's getting there with the parts, but let's see. Not so brutal, but it's pretty brutal. Starting to get brutal there, and I'll do the same with that one. I'll just get them as I earn them. But then I got the 2 lower ships. They're not so brutal. See, I could make that done right now if I wanted to, or I'm missing some crystal. Look at the amount of crystals in the ship parts are way smaller. So this ship will be a lot easier to upgrade. And even though I got stuff right now, I don't need them for the mat event because I'll show you where I'm at. I did a bunch of research too. I think some of you saw me do some of them, but I've almost got all my interceptor research done in G6 now, and I'll show you guys that. Oh, what wrong thing? Let's see. Let's go into the building and go that way because I don't want a speeding thing up right now. So let's go into the research tab. Come on. Research tab. And you can see I'm starting to work on my Explorer. One here at the way back here. Whoops, I don't know why I just did that. Move it back where it belongs. Okay, this is one I've been wanting to do, but they bury the higher levels behind so much stuff. See, I've got to go do all this research. When I go there, I don't have enough. Oh, I do now. Well, we might go revisit that here in a second. So you can see, here's where the research begins for the Explorer. It's all the top row. So you can see I've got one more left on the hull, but I've got to do this one to 10 before I can. You can see I don't have the crystal right now. And I think I'm on my last, yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 researches left on the interceptor, and I'm done. And then I'm starting to get into some weapon damage stuff over here. Here's some isolitic defense one. Let's see where. Once I do that, I'll start. I got to do some battleship research before it's going to let me go through this tree anymore. I don't think. Let's see, tactical advantage. Yeah, this is all stuff I'm going to do anyway, so it's going to be all working out. I guess I could do this one too, but I need to save some of this for next week because I'm not going to have anything for whatever the new arc or whatever's going to come up next week. I'm not going to have anything because I don't have anything in the station. You see I'm on my last 2 upgrades. I went ahead and sped that up this morning, and I've got, once I get these last 2 generators, I'm done with the regular buildings in the station and outside the station. All I got left are the gimmick buildings. And like I said, this one here, I'm going to start thinking about buying stuff, which I don't like to do for the gimmick buildings. These, I get daily pulls. They're enough to keep. These buildings have been pretty easily upgraded, so I'm not going to spend a dime on those. But I'm have to think about doing the war room stuff because it's just too valuable. But they just don't run the event long enough for us to do anything with it. We get some through the wave defense mechanics sometimes, but we just don't. We don't get enough of these war room events for us to keep this thing going. See, I'm not very far from another tier up on that one, but it's kind of hard when they don't give you mechanism to. There's no daily drip. There's, like I said, they don't do the event way enough because of crybabies. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, the game wise. You can see I've got all 3 of my researchers going, and I think that's all I'm going to do unless this dude tries to make a run. See, I'm in first place right now on this multi-server leaderboard event. two reasons why. This tiers him up to 4 for me, I think. And look at the amount of these officer tokens here. 400,000. That's enough. That's enough tokens to buy 100 shards for your epic. So that'll be on the table. I'll have to look at my epics and see which one it puts me really close to do. I know there's one candidate for sure. It'll be specialist 7, because I think I need less than 100 to tier her up. Let's look at that real quick. I'm not going to make this decision now. It's going to be a hard decision, because do I do one that I know that I can upgrade all the way up? Oh yeah, and I also got did another couple more runs up in that space and got my shards for him. But as I said, I knew it was going to be an insane amount of this affinity that you have to grind in that system, or not grind, but you grind and then you make pulls. I got to do 100,000 of this, and I usually get like 8,000 every run. So yeah, that really sucks. But his ability at 5, he's in the station. I can't pull up the other thing, but his ability at 5 is 500% against hostiles and players for isolated defense. So he's going to be one of the better defensive players in the game, because you can use him either way. You can use him for PvP or PvE, and it says against hostiles, so that could include armadas and maybe even the invade all the whatever the other entity things that they name those things, but he's got such a weird officer ability where he can you put him on your ship and he gives this huge amount of apex barrier. So he's kind of a booby trap officer if you wanted to use him that way. But as far as going up, it would be great to do Marco. She was closer. The Giorgio, she was closer. Yeah, see, my Quasi will be tier 4 tomorrow when it goes, because I don't see myself falling out second, and I only need 53, and I'm done with done. I'm not done, but I got a pretty valuable offer tiered up. I'm just gonna have to look through these, but I know a specialist 7. No, not 7 and 9. She's too easily sourced. I'm just gonna pull her the natural way. I'm not gonna spend. I want to use it on harder to source officers. Okay, no, so I need 70 shards for her. And I also need 70 shards for Carol Marcus. That's Carol Marcus would help me with this new thing. I wonder how many what's her ability when you take her up to, because right now she's at 10%. Okay, no, I would use her on here. Okay, let's see. So at tier 5, she's 700% of this. Man, that is. I was so sure I was going to use it, but now I might have to use it on Carol Marcus instead. Just because of all the stuff. Because you say, well, when you get done with Joachim, you'll be done. No, there's so many good officers in those pools in there, and also. Let's go back to the research building. Also, the weigh mission stuff, like something important like this Apex shred, it also uses those insignias that convert to the affinity for Jockholm. So I definitely that's something you can need. And there's a few more of these that use these. I think these other con stuff here does as well. Yeah, it uses them. Um, this one uses them too. So you've got three things in this thing right here. And the rest of them are just uses your standard uh, away team medals. Um, oh yeah, and Dr. McCoy went after tier one. The tier uh, one, two, and up uses the same loot as this stuff. So and thank you, Mr. Tiger. Instead of it using uh, the regular Federation, uh, faction credits or whatever, and it uses this stuff. So another zinger by that piece of crap. Okay, right now we're in the middle of. I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna change my crew. I'm going back in to do some Romulan grinding. And I want to, even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I went ahead and did the $50 and bought those damn tokens for this event because they're, I am going to try to get that one of those artifacts that's in there. And so I decided to go ahead and shell out the $50. I didn't want to, but so see, I can use Jockholm. He's right there. And let's see. Let's go down here and see who's below deck I can use. Because Hugh would. Oh, yeah, Hugh's. What am I talking about? I'm doing hostile, not armadas. Put Hugh right back in here. Of course, Hugh needs to be there. But now the thing for me after this week when I tiered up Janeway and the Doctor, I need to ask myself which one's better. The Kirk brothers or Janeway and the Doctor. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to lean towards Janeway and the Doctor this time around because they're tier 5 now. And I'll put it right back on below deck. I'm going to put it on strength. Because now they'll be easy to find. They're right next to each other. Okay, so. Oh, I don't want. How did Pike get here? Oh, you know what? I used one of my wave defense ones. I pulled the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. So let's get Janeway. Well, that's weird. Hammer went right between them, but they were right next to each other before. Okay. Let's go. We're going to go up into the 70 space. Let's go up. I'm going to use a jump just so to save some time. I'm going to make one run up here, then we'll do regular one over here in where it doesn't have the hazard, but it scores so much higher for the 70s than it does any of the other ones. So I'm going to get as many of these as I can. I'm going to do one more. I decided I was going to do one more jump up here for this event, and then whatever we need, we'll get in the lower one where we don't have hazard. We can probably grind in there all day. But the thing I do need to watch that I don't do very often in here is when I get my cutting beam up, because the 69 score pretty good too. And I'll use my cutting beam even when my hull's full. Let's go ahead and do this one next to it. Oh, they're all sprolled out. I need to stop it. And there's a 70 there. We'll get that one. Okay, as soon as we got one, so let's find the 69. Explorer. There we go. When it gets done there, we'll do the beam. Okay. Let's find some 70s. There we go. 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 And now we'll just look for, as soon as it charges up here, we'll pop one. That'll help us. Should be one right there. I'm looking at my thing. We got one here. We got one here. And let's see where the other one, any closer ones. We'll go back to this 70 scout ship, and then we'll go to this 71 here. Might be able to just cut beam. It'd take two, but well, let's go get this one. No, it'd probably be better to do. We'll get more points by doing the explorers. Okay, I was going back this way. Let's see if we got another one. There we go. We'll get that one. And then that one. Is there any other ones? Oh, let's go ahead and do that. We'll stop the thing. There's some ones closer. We'll go ahead and hit that. I didn't mean to hit that 69 right there, but it's points. I got two cutting beams I can use. I won't get to all those, but I'm just loading them up so when I do, they won't waste any time going after these. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I put here we go, we get the beam here on this one. I think I finished the event. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, the reason why I decided to change my mind on the event was for one reason and one reason only, for all that premium dust. I mean, I think it'll probably give you, I think if you do all 4 events, it'll give you enough probably for like 2 of those packs. Okay, let's see. And let's go ahead and pull these pulls. We'll get a couple of. Nope, we didn't get any regular. Okay, so we should be good with our Romulan mining for while I was in this system. So we'll look at here. This will give us, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff here. Okay, let's go ahead and just start redeeming these. Okay, now we can move out of this space and move back into regular space again. And I'm not going to move back in territory. I was in territory earlier because of the defense we had yesterday. It was just faster to get my ships there because I didn't know about it until the last second. And I missed about 10 minutes of it, so I didn't get a full whatchamacallit from the territory pass. And what's weird about it is I don't know how they could do this, but because of the time change, you see the season pass. Where's this one at? Oh, we got another wave defense one I can do here. We'll do one of those. So we got 19 hours and 40 minutes left on this territory SMS. And look at this, guys. Unless they changed it. Our next takeover is in 19 hours and 39 minutes. So the second that it expires, ours start. So what happened there was when they didn't adjust the event for daylight savings time. Because when you spring ahead, usually that's supposed to be the last defense in the pass or the earning part of the pass, you know. All right. Let's move from here. Then I gotta replace my miners. Oh man, that was a yawning. Oh, let's see. I don't really matter. I could go in here and look at my Khan's champion I can't kill. I could go do that, go right there, just see him. I tried again after I tiered up the Kretschner. Instead of getting killed right away, I went 6 rounds with it. But what was weird about none of my officers fired, so there's got to be some kind of trick as far as the crewing goes. Because I put a damn good crew in there against it. None of the officer abilities procced at all. None. Okay, so let's go back and look and see what we got. I think we do have, we've got this we're going to definitely do. Let's see what else we got in here. Go Vince. Okay, we're done with this one until the ones tomorrow. The one tomorrow procs, or I can join, and then the one on Tuesday. But there's some good prizes in here. You get 10 shards, which I don't need, but you get these officer tokens. And that'll help me do something with it. So basically doing it for that and doing it for the for the premium dust. So I wonder if I have any, where I'm at on this one. Wow. Okay, some of these must have just bought theirs because you see me use. Yeah, that's what happened. Some of these guys bought their commander because that's how you score to unlock one of these. And you use, some of them could have upgraded their station, but mine's done. So the only way I can do it is through the pulls. Okay, let's see. So Conch Challenger, we're done with that. And today you had to use this bridge crew, and you could do it on any regular faction Klingon, Romulan, or Federation, but you did have to have these three, and I did that right before I realized I didn't start the stream when I was in. I meant to, so we could talk about that. But you had to have Janeway. I would have put Janeway as the captain, Tom on the side, and the Doctor on the side. Hugh, Brianna, and Tendi below deck. Those are decent officers to have below deck. Those are not going to hurt you. And what I did there is I took E. Troy out of there and put Tendi in its place because I already had both of those on my crew anyway. The only person I had to put in there was Tendi and Paris. The rest of them was already ones I use. Let's see. So what defines us? What the heck is this? Trait and officer experience. Okay, well, let's see what's actually you win. Yeah, it's good stuff, but it's not really. I don't have. I mean, my stuff is already tiered up high enough. I don't know why I didn't get. Maybe when I get Jockholm going, it'll help me score some, but I don't think I'm going to get him before this ends. And the depot thing, SMS, I'm already finished that. I finished that days ago. Now this is the one I was looking. Oh yeah, and I hadn't done these today. So let's do these. We'll make the pulls and finish them. And what's this? Artifact and building. See, they do these too often in here. They need to spread these out. They just had one of these yesterday. I came in second. You can't really do these every freaking day because nobody has stuff to do them. I mean, I like the way they revamped it from the way it used to be. Used to, it was a bunch of stuff, unless you're a really low player, you could use. Now, some of it they did graduate it to the Sigma stuff, but I do like the idea of what they did here, but they just repeat the same events way too often. It doesn't give you a chance to, like this would be a Saturday event instead of a Sunday event and only on Saturday. And they could spread this around a little bit. And this is going to be up until, I don't have really that many artifacts I can do anything with. All my temporals are done. And I already made a pull from the regular artifacts and it didn't score me anything in here. Let's see, what's temporal artifacts? I don't have any I can even do. Common, restore. Yeah, see, this is, I mean, I would love to have the fusion rods here for the chaos tech, but there's really, and you have to be top 25 to get in here. So you're going to have stuff that you can upgrade. I really don't. So it doesn't really help me any. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this thing here. And we'll get our whatever we get here. All right, guys, let's see. Let's go contribute. And I'm going to do a lot more than what I need. While I'm in here, I usually try to pull like a trillion out of here. And how I do that is I look up here. I need to come up here and just spend like an hour pulling this thing to get some of that para down. Now I like having a lot of this, a lot of the try, because you can see like I did yesterday where I built an Enterprise D from scratch to tier 12. Well, I'm going to need all that try. But I literally have nothing I can actually spend this on. Maybe some of the gimmick buildings use a little bit of this, but I mean, I've got so many tokens below. You saw I had like a quadrillion and a half of this in tokens. So if I ever needed it, I mean, I wish they would. You could pull this slider, and I could pull, pull like 100 trillion out of this thing, But limiting it to 50 contribution sucks. And I basically rejoined this alliance so I could get rid of some para because we had incursions coming up, and I didn't want to tote that many para because I had almost a quadrillion up there, and so I went up here and dumped like 150 trillion in here, and I did a little about a trillion and a half, but yeah, the guys here, the guys that got all the high ones right here, they raided a big base the other night, and none of them really needed it. They just disliked the dude, so they took it just so he couldn't have it, and most of them donated most of their deals to that, no, which is a good thing. That's why they probably got that from me because I used to do that all the time when I was in this alliance. But yeah, let's see. We got that done. I need to do Q's trials. I don't know if I have enough bells. Well, there's an event either tomorrow. I think it's Tuesday, Tech Tuesday, that you need these bells, and I don't think I got enough. So now that the tournament is over with, pretty much, I'll see where we finished. What I did is I used my loot. I'll show you how I used my loot. I used it. I used all my grabs on Andy Billups, Ransom, and you see I only have 3 more pulls left on Shanks because this is really one of the only ways you can get their shards, and they're epic. So in this current deal with it, where you can get them up there, they're just too expensive. 25 shards for 100,000 of that loot. There are just too many good rares that are out there. Now, if one of these if I only needed 100 to finish one of these guys out to tier 4, I would do it. I wouldn't even think twice about it. But you can see even with 100 shards doesn't get. I would have to still come in here and do these a couple more times where I could go. Now, I'd love to get Mirror Picard close enough that 100 shards would help, but it doesn't. But what I spent them on was all 3 of these guys, and you can see the Prime Valor emblem, which that was enough to get me finish that Prime out. So I don't know whether I'll get this again. I might get it so I can upgrade the Discovery jump thing, warp range thing. I might do that for the next time. And I also let's see, there was one. I also used it to advance my this artifact here. That's how I use my loot this time. But like I said, everything varies. If one of these artifacts are really close to pulling off, you could do that. Now, I thought the first time around, I thought about using it on this Galactic Acclaim. I mean, not this this Galactic Recruit tokens. But when I went over there, I was thinking that Billups and all those guys were in there too, but they're not. Let's see, I pushed the wrong button. Okay, let's go down in here and we'll look at the recruits. So I do have some pulls in here I can do. This doesn't help me at all. I'm just doing it because I don't want to see it sitting there. Because my discovery stuff's all my officers, everything is nothing but transporter patterns. And I don't have anything I need for this, for all these parts are just stacking up. They should have like here's a galactic recruit. All really good officers, but they all have other sourcing. Now I would not. Somebody gave them to me, so I had a chance to get more mirror crew guys. Um, yeah, that's a way that you, especially if you can't get anything in arenas, this is not a bad way to get those. But and eventually, that's probably what I'm going to be doing with the loot from Alliance tournaments. To use it for these tokens, so I can get these officers. But as far as spending money on them, I don't think I would, especially because of the stupid chance thing. My luck that I would pull all the ones I have tiered out and get nothing but patterns. See, that's the only reason it stops me from, on the Alliance tournament, they have one where you can buy one of those packs and get 10,000 points. I don't do those because, like I said, I got a chance to get patterns. Because I've got mirror data, chapel, are all tiered out. And then there's ones I just don't care if I get, like Dane, this chick, and him. Don't really care if I get this dude either. I mean, I might eventually, because he has the loot bonus, tier him up. But you know, if there was like a thing where you get X amount of shards and I could go in here and pick Picard, for say, here, yeah, these would be a lot more valuable, but they're not because the R&D is the way it is. And I get a pull every day now from that con thing that I unlocked. So, you know, once I tier that up a little bit higher, that will make a whole lot of difference too. But so let's go ahead and let's figure what we're going to do next. Oh, yeah, we're going to do a wave defense. So I need to load all my guys up. I read earlier they were having some similar issues to what was happened to me the other day. What happened here? Oh, I pushed the wrong damn crew. That's what happened. Okay. So I need to go down where the only thing that's different, I should rename these, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to use this one. And this one's pretty set. I don't have to change anything. Now the other ones I will, because I don't have the same seating below for it as the other one does. Okay, is my 66 rares in my cube. That's what I was using before in here, but there's really no reason to do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and pick Q out of there and put the Doc right there, just because he has better stats. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Q. We're going to go to here. We're going to use the one that says Q. We may end up using one of those. Let's see what we got. Solo cube. So we got one missing. So let's just put Miss Tindy there. I think all these are fine the way they are. So we're gonna go do a 6G Armada. I would love to do these epics, but being the mechanism, you need the Section 31 shipped. You don't have to have it. I went and did the 5G ones without the ship, and I was able to get all the way up to the last tier to it, but I mean, I ought to go ahead and waste some uh, directives on it just so I can get the loot, because there are some good officer pulls in that mechanic. Okay, so I'm gonna go. The other day they had one where you had to have a special uh, deal, so I was a little bit more sloppy because I needed that ship to hit more of the hostiles than the other ones. So I mistimed a few things, to say the least. Because I put it in my Enterprise E, and needed it to. So I was basically trying to do wave defense with one ship, and then have these other two ships being recoveries, the ones that I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get in time. That's what it ended up being, and I was able to finish that SMS in 2 runs, which wasn't bad. Now see, I screwed up there. Make it harder than what I need to. Okay, I'm gonna have to haul ass on getting this one here as soon as it hits it. Okay, tack. Okay, now let's go A and B. Yeah, I made this one a little harder than it needed to be. Okay, now it's here. This is going to be wave 3, so they're all going to spawn up here. So I'm going to move all both my Kretschnas up here. And I'll go back and put it on my A ship. Or I could just send this up here. That's what I'll do. And go back to my A ship. And get B, C, A, B. Oh crap! Did I do that? No, I didn't. Good. I thought I forgot to turn off the effect, and that can be a problem if you don't get clicked over. And it. Okay, I got to get all these ships down here quickly for the 4th one. Okay, I got C down here, so I need to have that one ready to go for when that thing spawns right there. Okay. And it looks like I ain't had no issues like we had the other day. The issues the other day made me mad. And they had an event that you had to do that. It was but luckily when I got home from work and was able to get on my computer, it wasn't having the same issues my phone and iPad was having with it, which doesn't make any sense. But I was able to finish it. That was the big deal. Wait a minute, it didn't click on it. I mean, you can always use this loot. I don't care whether there's no wave defense battle pass going on or whatever. Man, there's the loot's too good. There's too many good things in that. Especially, what sucks is there's not enough mirror stuff in there to spin that crap. So you end up with a bunch, and it gives you more of those. Well, no, I guess it didn't. I thought it gave you more of this than it did the other two, but it doesn't. Okay, let's see what we got in the wave defense battle pass. So that finishes that. And I'm almost done with it, I think. This needs a overflow more as much as the other regular battle pass. See, I'm done with it. I'm done with it today. I don't have to do any more wave defenses. So that event is closed for me because I just finished it. And I still got another week, so they're gonna put out like three more of these uh, SMSs here, and won't be able to do anything with the loot. So they need to have an overflow. You know, really bad. I don't think I did. I think I skipped one already. So I would have been done midweek or whenever. I don't know. I think I did get them all this time. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like today. The the dummies couldn't figure out the number of uh, points that you needed for the battle pass. So they had to go and give us all uh, compensation so everybody could finish their battle pass, and or I guess the overflow on the battle pass. But okay, let's see artifacts. See artifacts. All I've got is these, and I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think it'll score me, but I'll try. You know how I can maybe score though? See if it does score that way. It's gonna give me a bunch of these disruptors. I've been saving these for the combat for the arena, not the combat arena, the the alliance tournament. And I didn't even use them. Well, yes, I did. The first day I did, but I didn't even. I only saw that task once while I was in there trying to get stuff. It was when I used it on the Wednesday, and then when today I think. Now we had a guy. He's not in our alliance anymore. He quit because he got because the whole this they took this away from so he could exploit it, and uh, the DTI, and then when the whole arc was basically trash from the very beginning. He said that was enough for him, and he quit. But I still stand by, even though I used it to score in the alliance tournaments. Scopely was within their right to stop people from exploiting using the mechanic in a way it wasn't supposed to be used to exploit stuff. I think they were more in their right to do that. That didn't really. The only thing that really made me mad in there was they took away the cooldown on the officers. I mean, they put the cooldown on the officers. I mean, I should have a right to spend if I got enough loot to make as many pulls as I want, I should have a right to do that. The cooldowns that they put in this game, I'm totally against, and them adding the cooldowns to it, I was not happy about. But the other stuff, yeah, if you got players that are, because what they were doing, guys, what the whole thing with the whole DTI thing was for one reason. Some of the guys were doing stuff like this. I think Janeway's pocket watch, or was it? Where's it at? Janeway's pocket watch. They were taking this and using these credits to buy these things, and this would turn these into just what you saw right there. And then they were using that to get that deal with the alliance tournaments. Um, but the thing that it made me mad is when they took the cooldowns off. They only got 4 in here, you know. And I think they did take it off, but that was a dumb. I understand taking these, you know, for these artifacts and, you know, some forbidden tech or chaos tech. I understand doing that if people are using it in a way it wasn't supposed to use. You know, I mean, if they had some kind of transporter pattern event where uh, you could just go in here and get these officers and use the transporter patterns to uh, to exploit things, then yeah, they can. I would say go ahead, put the cooldowns on during the event where people can't do that, and then take it back off again. You know, that would be the best solution. Or let's be freaking honest here. When you tear one of these officers out, whether it be in here or the like Rami, I've got some here. Rami should be gone off of here. How you say that dude's name, he should be gone because I got him tiered out. Tuvok should be out of there. Una, Garrick, Damar, Pond, all these ones I got tiered out should not be in here. So that would stop that crap right away if they would have been smart enough to put a mechanic so when you unlocked when you finished Janeway's pocket watch, it would go away. That would be too good of coding. You know, they don't think of crap like that. That's the way it should have, and they did that. They did that in Augment though. Like Janeway was in here, but once I tiered Janeway out, she was gone. And that's the way it should work, you know. And then when I unlock him, here in a few days, he should be not in here anymore. But this part should, because you need this one that says champion upgrade. Well, I'm gonna still need these. You know, I'm still gonna make a pull every once in a while to get Khan. I won't be able to do anything with these, but you know, still. Or they should. What does this one do? Well, this is the one where you unlock him, and that's really cool for you guys that can free to play him. You know, come in here and earn that same stuff that I was earning for Jocelyn. Do you get the same amount? Is it 500 on both, or is it you get extra because you're not pulling Con? Nope. So instead of getting the skill points over here, you go over here, and you can do it. You can do it as many times as you want. If you go in there and just pound the holy crap out of the augments, and then do these little missions on the side and get the loot that you need to unlock to redeem in here, you could get. I could see you get Con in a week. Free. And that's something that they don't do very often, you know. They don't give you free crap. Which they should do more of. I won't say they shouldn't, but all right, let's see. So we did all that. Let me go back in the augment and make that pull for the ordnance. Okay. What's that? Oh, that's for, I think that's for wave defense. No, that's for the relatively bypass. I don't think it cost anything. I'm going to go ahead and redeem it. Okay. It's not like I'm going to be there anytime soon. But what the heck? I'll redeem it now. I'm going to look through here and see if there's anything else I need to pull from in here. I don't right now, because everything else right now is with the ship. And I'd love to get some more Seska shards, but I guess I will. All right, dude, let's see. what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into, we need to go into the refinery, and what's the continuum? How many do I need to get? A, I need to send that ship up there and do a couple of those solos. Let's do that real quick. Let's switch it. Yeah, I put a makeshift crew together, and it didn't do very well. I only was able to do 2 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this first before we go back and do some augment. While I've got more seats I can pack in. Let's see. Who do I want? I gotta look to see who has abilities for armadas. I think McCoy does. Non-player. Okay, we can put McCoy in there. Fighting chance, he gives us more. And it's an interceptor, so it works pretty good for that. I don't think he's the end all be all. Well, let's see. Yeah, Jockman doesn't just says hostiles. It doesn't say non-armada hostiles or something like that on it. Oh, we do got a tier up. I didn't even know I did. Maybe we'll get enough to, if we can get enough of a pull for the next one, maybe we can tier this bad boy up to 14. Okay, let's see. Let's go into that system. I call it the zigzag system because it looks the way it does. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way to this is a pretty little powerful little ship. As you saw, I had no issues grinding those augment hostiles with it. But it didn't do very good against, or was it did I take the junker, or did I take the or this one against the mirror? We gotta do a mirror run for the. I need that other loot, so we're gonna actually go. We're actually gonna use the whatchamacallit ship and take it in there and get Omega material for it, or dust, whatever it's called. We're gonna get some of that Omega stuff because that one's closed. I don't have anything in it. I need to go in there while this is flying up there. Let's go in the refinery. I made the pull so I could get Kara done, but I didn't look to see if I can make any pulls in the regular. I don't even know how much I got. I got 2,000, so I always make a pull from to get my enterprise officers, and I'm getting pretty close on Sochi. I'm close on all these rares, but these rares are all mining stuff, and it's not important enough for me to use that loot on. I wish this had bells in it, but it doesn't. Let's see how much we got left. I'm gonna make the pull for this instead of when I get another. I should get. Let's go back in here. I've got a pull in 5 hours on all 3 of them, and I'll have a pull here in a minute for. Let's see where this is at. 2 hours for this, so I'll be able to make a pull here in a minute. Let's go. Okay, so we're in here. Because I think you get. What's his name? Naismith. You get a Naismith shard. See, I got so many of these. But yeah, there's so many people in my alliance that pound this stuff. They're constantly doing these And I don't see once you get the ship completely tiered out, what is there? I mean, you get some loot in there. I get that, but you get some material, some other stuff that are pretty decent. But I don't know that it warrants the kind of pounding these guys do. These polys every morning. I'll see them just pound these polys. I mean, I got so much of that loot right now. It'd take a while. I could probably skip, except for these solo that solo Armada loot pool for this is so high that you have to do these. Go in here and just do as many as you can. You can see like where my ship is right now. I don't even have it completely tiered out, and it's way more powerful than these little solos here. Because I mean, I've done like 3, and I've got look at my hull damage, and part of it is the crewing that I got. I've got high tiered officers all in that on that bridge crew, and because I don't have what's his name is tiered out. 719 is 4, DeMarco's 4. And probably every one of those officers below deck, except for McCoy, I think we put in there, is pretty high tiered. But the thing is, looks like it's really slow to level up. Is not the relativity, not the other ship, the one for the Crenum stuff. I unlocked it the other day, and I'm tier 1 on it, I think. I need to send these miners out. I'll let it tick out and send these miners where I need them to go. Even though I'm done with my Romulan, I do still need the hazard. Okay, it's going to be right here. So we're going to send our Klingon one there and our Fed one there. And now we're going to go. I saw somebody on my alliance putting it here. I'm going to see if I got he must have done more. Yeah, see, I don't have enough hazard. He was sending it there. Where I send mine usually is right here. He's done more hazard. Well, he Romulan was his primary. I'm locked one of the hazards for the Romulan one. I'm locked behind having to make a Minerva. And that's a ship I really don't want to make because it's a piece of crap. But I think they're going to force me to at least make one and just have it sit in the damn dock. Because I don't. Oh well, yes it does. You have to, because the other ones are locked out at tier 7 on the other one. So yeah, it'll force me. If I want to get my hazards all the way up, I'm gonna have to engage with that. Damn it! I just remembered that because that's where I'm stuck on my other ones because I don't. I'll show you here in a minute. I mean, it's stupid to make a player build a ship to do a research, especially if it's a ship that they don't want. And it is definitely Minerva is one of the worst. One of the worst G6 ships in the game. It is not worth making. Okay, I need to go in my station. Go inside. We'll go research. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You go in here, you go here where all the hazard particles are. There is a research that I haven't been able to unlock because I don't have a Minerva, and I wasn't planning on building one. Let's find it. Okay, I went too far. It's going to be in here somewhere. It's going to be one that I don't have anything on. I got to find it. Oh, here we go. There it is. You got to have a tier 1 Minerva and be at R&D level 63. And then same thing with these. These are locked out. I've got to have an Akira to tier 11 to be able to maybe to take this past 7. And the same thing for my Navarre, and I'm not going to take those ships over that because they're obsolete to where I'm at right now. But they're making to be able to make this ship up here. Maybe I could. Where's yeah, see I'm locked on both of those for that. And I'll probably do that during the week because it doesn't help me in the event. This is not a scoreable loot, but I probably need to do that one. I've been saving it for, I don't know what I need to do is save it for this one. That needs to be the next one I do. So where I mine with the Fed, there's no hazard, so it's not really an important one to do. But so they got me locked behind those ship requirements for those hazards, and that's kind of bullshit, forcing you to make you put a ship at a certain level so you can unlock the research. Okay, that's not good. That's not good there. I can't find another gas. Oh yeah, there's a ticketed event going for probably Crystal. I probably need to go in there and, damn it. Why do these guys like leave part? I'm gonna go ahead and just stick it here. What is this one? I missed that one. That one's a little bit more. Let's go over here. I don't see any more free nodes in here. Okay, so let's go in here. I didn't look at the ticketed events today. Like I said, I was half asleep most of the day. I mean, I was trash, man. When I got up, I slept. I was going to go to church, and I just didn't have the energy to get out of bed. Oh hell! I pulled the wrong one. Damn it! Let's see if I still have another extra ticket. I think I should. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay. Now I'm gonna ticket down. I was a ticket up all week. See, this is an easy one here. If you got transporter patterns, right there, you can just go in there and just go in there and use them for that. But yeah, I've got a hostile. I'm gonna be pounding a bunch of hostiles anyway, so it's not gonna put me out. I'm definitely not gonna go do the swarms or dooms today. I'm gonna just do it on regular hostiles. Luckily, you can. And let's see if this scores in it. Okay, we're in this system now, and I'm doing this solely for the hazard because I've already cleared that for the daily already. Okay, let's go in here. I'm just going to do as many as I can on one hole, and that should give me more than enough for a full pull in there. Let's see. 42 million. Yeah, that's way enough. Let's go in there and make that pull. And I'm still going to wait until I'm done with that. Okay, let's see. I don't see anything in here I need to do. I don't know why it put me in here. Okay, let's see. Continuum. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to make, yeah, see, I've got, that gave me a bunch of loot. Well, you can see you do have some decent stuff in here. But I don't believe it's enough to engage as much as those guys engage it. See, this is a damn good, if you're like a, the problem is if you're not, if you're here, I doubt that any of this is worth any of your time. 6 trillion in Peristyle Dam, you know, 1 trillion in Tritanium, that's another great pull. And that's not bad either because, but these are a little low. These don't really even help you that much. These are game changers for guys in below 60. You know what I'm saying? If you're below 60 or below and you get 6 trillion of this, shit. You know, but for me, some of these Sigma speed ups are probably the more involved, help me out more than anything. You know, I got 4 hours, but that, you know, it's not great, but it's something. But mainly you get it for these. And I need to go look in that research deal too. I'm going to have some because I've been doing this for a bit. So I need to go in there because there's some efficiencies that are worth pulling for sure. Okay, let's go ahead. Didn't want to do it. I'm going to go ahead and speed this one up. Oh, I got 1 3-day. I don't know where the hell I got that. It must have been from the DTI pool because that's a. And I got 1 hour, so I didn't have to spend any lat. Hell yeah. Okay, we'll use one of these 15-minute ones. Like I said, don't know. Must have got it from one of these pools. Okay, so we're done there. So we're going to go into the, I think it's in the spaceship one. So you can see I got my, I was going to tell you guys yesterday when I was doing that eviscerator, you see that was the first thing I did because the warp range is so horrible on that ship. But now this is this one here, there are some decisions to make. See now this one helps research. I think this one helps your ship. And I don't quite have enough there yet to do that one. I'm thinking this is for lower players because it says Peristyle, Tritanium, not Sigma. So I don't know that I'm going to mess with that. Let's see. What is this one? Forbidden charts. Increases research speed. That one's a decent one. But it's not one I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And of course it's going to take a Sigma speed up. Of course it will. Now what they need more than that is one that helps you with the mats. Is that in here? What is this one? That's for the ships. I thought they had one for research for the mats as well. Let's look at this one. But does that do Sigma too? That's the thing. What is this one? Ships. Let's find, see if there's one for research. This one's for building speed, but I don't. That's one I'll do later. I'm not building anything right now. So that's. But they're a lot like for these buildings. I think this is for the artifact building. Well, I got that one finished, so that's useless to me. This one's for the. Okay, that might be worth doing. I'm going to go look and see before I spend them all on this one. Let's look at what else is in here. Forbidden charge. Research. Let's go ahead and do this one. This one's also going to take a Sigma. All right, let's do the 15-minute ones. Go 5 and 1. Done. Okay, so we finished that one. Looks like we don't have any more. Let's look at this new ship. Here's the Junker. Okay, the only thing I have to do is this one's versus players, which I'm never going to use this shit against the players. It's too weak of a ship for that. So I've got all that done. So we need to look at this one here. I haven't really done very much with this one. I think I went relativity and formation repair. I did that one because that one's more important. Okay, this one would probably be the more important one too, because I'm not going to use that ship on anything else. Okay, let's look and see what else is in here. I thought there was one that had the, what is this one? You got to have, okay, we'll do that. It's a loot thing. We might as well do that one all the way through. You got to have use the ship. I don't know if I'm going to be using this ship anytime soon for it. So we'll do this last one. That unlocks us some good stuff though. Okay, entity increases on fighting crinium invading enemy does not apply with tie. So yeah, I'm going to definitely use this one. Speed this one. Because this is going to help me do all the crinium solos and okay, let's see what the other one is. Oh, this is for all my ships. Damn, okay, we're doing this one. Now that might be worth the whole damn ship right here. Is this little research here that adds whole hell to all your ships? I love these type of researches. And I bet the other one's for shield. Okay, so we don't have any more of that. What does this one take? It takes the same thing. So we got to look to see how you earn these. Get more from the DPI faction. I think you make polls every day for that. This is going to be worth doing too, because it gives you damage for all your ships. So we've got like I don't know, you've got like, let's see, 1, 2. I don't know how important that one would be. 1, 2, 3, 4 that's important for the ship, and probably this one too. And then you got these 2 that are good for all your ships. So there's some valuable research in this tree for certain. This one here, you can see there are some nice efficiencies in this one. So let's look at the junker. Now the junker does have this, but I haven't been able to do it because I haven't been engaging with that loop, because I haven't had loot to do it. Now, see, I don't understand this one. Recycle rewards. What is tokens from your strong bucks? I don't understand what that is. If any of you guys are in stream that know what that does, let me know. But I regret, I'll be completely honest with you. I regret I got suckered in by the see, this is definitely a good, both of these are good efficiencies here in this deal. And what does this one do? Increases, see, this is against players. These are ones I'll never do. But these other ones, these efficiency for cost for your ship, that's decent. That's decent too. And that's decent too. And I would love to unlock this thing for the hazards. Increases bait. Okay, take that back. I'll never do that one either, because I never see using the junker in a hazard space for anything, unless they make something that we have to do it. Which that arc is over with. I doubt that they will. Let's see, I want to go in there. Where are they at? Okay, we're going to have some fun here, guys. All right, we got all of our officers on here. We're not going to be able to do it with this crew. But I got Jock on, and I don't need that one, so I need to pull that guy back, so I can load my guys the way I need it. Okay, so let's do a quick and we're gonna cloak our ships and go in there and kick some ass. I'm gonna let them know. Okay, do we have all our Enterprise crew in here? We got stuff on wave defense. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, Dazik's not going to be there, so yeah, 7 of 9 goes there. So yeah, so she's going to be on that ship. So we got two players gone. This one probably has all its. We'll have all this deal, and we got the mirror crew plus. I doubt I'll send this one, but I am going to send both the other ones as soon as this ship gets back. Okay, let's get back on the... Okay, where's this one? Let's see his station. His station, wow. We're gonna pop it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cloak. I'm gonna put myself my Kretschner right there, and I'm gonna put my Enterprise there, and I'm gonna get his ships. Okay, we're 19 seconds away. You got his thing's going down. He doesn't know it yet. Okay, let's go. Let's go ahead and pull our officers back. Okay. And let's get our Enterprise ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply. Let's go like this. So I'm going to go, let's go environment. We'll come back to this one. Let's go back to our spot. So we're going to pull this one out. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, here's a guy that's oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's going to be next. Let's go ahead and, we got enough to do our daily. We'll leave it alone for right now. He's like one of the worst non-shielders in the game. He's probably not online. We're going to, that's our next deal. But, okay, so I'm trying to think what I'm going to need to do. Okay, I'm going to go. This is just for his base. He's not got a ship that I have to worry about. What's that we got? I'm going to go with the 200. And then I'm going to go multi-purpose. I want to crack his base and put a... Let's find it here. No, that's not what I'm looking for. There should be... Here we go. There we go. All right, that gives me boats for both the ships. So let's go back, local. Pull the ships out. Okay, now we're going to cloak. Cloak. And we're going to go reposition. So let's put the And then we're going to put the Enterprise right there. So what I'm going to do here is it has an ability, isolate damage ability. So we're going to go with the attack all. Why did it not attack it? Did I kill all these ships? See that easy? Let's see how much damage we did. I mean, it was his base was higher powered than my Kretschno, but barely. But I thought maybe those boosts would give me an edge. I bet I got most of his ships though. Let's see. Yeah, those battleships in the station are hard to get by. It probably took me 4 shots to get in. You stupid. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot I was online, but I'm not gonna let them. I don't care what a bunch of farmers in Discord decide. So that's they're still he's still gonna try, but I'll pop his ship every time. How much stuff does he actually have? Yeah, I'm not gonna let these dudes have those resources. Made him leave. I got all my gas, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull my. We'll see how much we got. 8 minutes until that node's empty. I'm gonna go ahead and empty it. Let's see about this one here. Did we get all of our? Yeah, we only need a little bit, so we probably can pull this one once we do. Let's go ahead and make sure that we do get that thing. And we go. We got it. I'm going to move my base right next to it, but I can't do it if I'm mining because somebody will come after the ship. Let's bring that back. I mean, they got a bunch of them, most of the nodes still there, so. I try to empty the nodes so people got a full node to mine. All right, let's get this one. All right, put that back where it belongs. And what else did we were gonna do? Let's see, let's get this one fixed. Oh boy, this is. I'm just waiting for this mining node to finish. Let's see. I can leave my. You know what? I'll just leave the cratch out there. I don't think there's any officer I'm gonna need for this next thing. I think I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Get it out of the way. Okay, let's get the little ship. All right, I'm gonna put the loot crew in there, which would be somebody besides her. She doesn't really work for. Let's go with E-Data and get full synergy. And I probably don't need Kazi. I can probably put that little blue guy in there because I don't think they have Apex barrier on those deal. I don't think it was in the game yet. I might be wrong. When we get it in the hostile system, we'll look. We'll put the blue guy in place of him. We'll go group. Okay, so we got our ship all ready to go. And we'll just leave our. Oh, we got an upgrade. Cool. All right. He doesn't have that much. It kind of shocks me. He's got that little in his base. I'll put this to the guys too. Let's go back over here where he's at. Let's put our crutch back up here so we can find it real quick. Let's go into mirror space and finish this thing up. Then I'm going to go out and start looking for some people to raid. Even though I can't use the materials, but yeah, I don't care. I know it's part of this is one of the guys I don't like in my alliance is doing, but there's no reason that a guy that's going to be unshielded tonight's not going to be unshielded during incursions probably. So why the hell did anyone agree to let people raid people uncontested from a week out? That's bull crap. It's just more of the schemer stuff on our server. That's the reason I don't like this server. Too many schemers. And I'm not going to let some other alliance have all those resources. Forget that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do that. There's no world where that's a possibility, you know. Okay, I wonder why I didn't use the rift. Okay, let's see. We need to go. So that goes into where I go. I think this is the highest system. This little ship right here, I haven't been able to get. I don't think I can go into the next system yet. And this is as high as I think I can grind it. That the ship will let me go. I'm kind of warp locked like I was the Eviscerator. This little protector ship. It does a pretty decent job. I mean, I can hit those loot ships pretty easily with it. What level is this one? This is 60. And see, it doesn't even, I think I have it tier 10 like the other one, and it still won't let me into this system here. And I think this one's even higher. Yeah, it won't let me in either one of those, which is total horse crap. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see right here when I do this, use this ship, that these 58s are way too low for me to be hitting. It can hit those 60s without very little hull damage. So that got to tell you something. Those loot ships, and still it won't let me go into. I'm hoping the next tier it will let me go into the 60 systems where I can actually. I've got a loot crew. I don't even have my best PvE crew in here. I've got a loot crew, and you can see that it's I don't have any hull damage after hitting the bonus ship and these hostiles. It's going to give me, it's going to score for that too. I figured it would. But still, man, it's just, I mean, there's just poor design on a bunch of these. See, now there's not enough interceptors in here. I'm going to have to start hitting explorers too. Now the battleships is probably ones that would give me a little bit more hull damage in here, but the idea is I want as much loot of this loot I can get so I don't have to come back here very often. There's an interceptor. Do I wait till I pop one? Is it stuck? God dang it. It's stuck. I love it. All right, let's do this. Man, this thing.
Yeah, this is kind of boring, but man, you get stuck in here. I think Have I finished the event yet? No, I don't think I've seen Naismith yet. Let's see. How close am I? Not. Got two more tiers to go, so I got a little bit. It's because I got to hit so low on these. Frustrating. I'm getting to the point where I'm running out of explorers. I'm gonna have to start hitting battleships soon. And on my ship, it probably is no problem, man. Look at. I have no hull damage, basically. So after I get these, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing any of them. Get this done as quickly as possible. I mean, I'm stuck here for 30 minutes, whether I like it or not. But I could just go with a mirror wolf and get out of here when I finish the event. But I kind of need the loot, so yeah, this is stream's quiet tonight, man. You know, we had a lot of good talk last night, man. Where are you guys at? I need to figure out the best way to import my music into this, so I can play it in the background at least. It wouldn't, because I don't feel like talking the whole time. Because there's really not much I can save doing this, because it's, like I said, it's stupid that my little ship can't go into the 66. You can see how easily how overmatched my ship is compared to these hostiles in here. They just, aren't even doing hull damage to me, and I'm stuck here because I can't go any higher than this level, which is totally stupid. And I can't do a workaround like I did with the Eviscerator, where I can just put my discovery because the summon doesn't work in mirror space. So it's really stupid that this ship is stuck in this system and can't go into the 60 or maybe even two systems up in the 60. I don't know. I haven't even looked to see what's there. But I know that my ship needs to either be here or it needs to be here in this 65 on the common. But the fact that I can't, because it's warp locked out of it, and you saw that I had all the research done for this ship as far as the warp speed goes. We can look at that again, but I'm pretty sure that I've got all these gimmick ships. That's one of the first things I knew. I know that most of them, that's where their weaknesses are, is their warp capabilities to where I need them to be. I usually hit that first. Okay, let's find that stupid ship. Okay. It may not be in here. I can't remember exactly where the research is. It looks like it's not. I believe there is some, though. I can't remember where it's at, though. Is it in the X-Borg, maybe? Well, there's the cube. I'm dragging this. I need to put this up front of it. There we go. So it just doesn't have. I'm trying to remember where it's at. It may be in the factions. Because I know that I know that there is, because I had to do the. Oh, it's in mirror. Yeah, it's in mirror. It's in mirror. That's right. Warp paths of fishing. Okay, maybe that's what I need to do. No, that just makes those things cheaper. Quantum drive enhancement. Okay, let's do this. See if that helped. I might have to bring the ship back. I thought I had all that done. I didn't. See if that helped any. I'd probably have to take the ship back to dock before it will count. I almost want to go ahead. I think I am going to do it. I got plenty of these rift keys. Of course, let's go back and see if that works. So right now we have, let's look at, right now we have, let's fly this little ship back. Because right now we have, our warp range is this. Oh, now it just changed to 160. But still not enough. You need 700 to be in there. Okay, I'll have enough loot now to go ahead and do some stuff in the refinery there. So maybe I'll get enough for a pull. I doubt it, though. Okay, let's go into the Did we finish? I don't think we'd finished it, so we got to go back. I probably should have just went ahead and finished it while I was in there. I was hoping maybe that research I did would have gave me a little bit more than that. Yeah, we don't need that many. Let's see what is. I'd like to have one for one shard. Was it worth it? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got loot wise though. How that does for our refinery, because that was more important to me than whatever I'm getting there anyway. Mirror verse. How much did we get? Yeah, that's not many pulls, so we probably do need to go. Unfortunately, it looks like we do have to go back. Unfortunately. Yeah, nothing there. Okay, well, I was checking. They got some stupid thing they got going on here on this server where they're not hitting these assault. One of our guys did it the other day, and it raised hell on the whole server. But if that guy had this one had some resources, I might do it anyway. Any place there. Oh, your system. Oh, I got one. Yeah, I got my miner still out. I need to pull him anyway. I got enough for the hazard stuff. Okay, let's wait for he gets back. Then we're gonna move right next to him. Gosh, that's what you call lazy. Won't even after a guy cracks this ship for him, he has a little. They have a little bit of defense that they build up in the 10-minute time, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to clear that himself. I just have to shake my head on stuff like that. I'm giving the guy. I think that guy had like over 100 trillion in resources. I'm giving him that base, and he can't even crack it himself. Who's he? Okay. So I thought it was funny. He tried to take. Now, if it was an, if he had like a what ops what? Yeah, I don't even think the cube on R tier would kill the Enterprise E where I've got it now. But if it was close in power, like say if I only had like 26 or 23 or whatever, cube's gonna crush it because of the battle triangle. And also the battleship, if he's got the battleship strike team in there, um, or even the Freeman crew, he would be able to take it. But he's not going to take it um, the tier down, where I think it's like, I don't think it's like even, I think it's like 6 or 8 or something like that on the tier down. That this cube, tier by tier, it grows like exponentially. It grows bigger than any other ships, but let's be honest. But it doesn't match up with the Interceptor in its class. I'll use class because, of course, my Varlox, if I had my Forbidden Technology still in it, eats this launch all day, but it doesn't. The next tier up, no way. When you take it up to the next tier where it's like 50 million or what billion or whatever it is, and no, I mean, do some major damage to it, but no, I can't take it. Now this bad boy, these bad boys was, but not this one, but and that even happened with my cause on the 66. Even though I was higher tiered than these cubes on the same level, they would eat it just because of the either the battleship strike team or the Freeman crew would just eat the Explorer up. It's Achilles heel at that whatever level you're at is the cube. That is the reason why this one I have that one, because Klingon is my main faction, and it will always be. And so I had my quads pretty tiered up as much as I was going to tier it for that level, and we'll see it right now. I'm going to go to it, and I planned for this to be my lead dog when I got there, but it was just horrendous against the cube. Horrendous. Now any of the other ships, not many people got the Titan, so I didn't go against many of those. But yeah, I can go and get this ship right here. Takes out my Volux easily, but it's just horrendous against the cube. And I can imagine the Enterprise E is the same way. That's why you saw some little bit of hull damage done when he hit it. But this game has become to the point where you got to have your main ship, and then you got to have a ship that, depending on who your enemies are in the game, you've got to have a ship that you can counter them if they have, say, your enemy's got the cube or the Titan, where you're going to need the Interceptor to clean their clocks. You know what I'm saying? That's not quite the reason why I have all three. Um, the reason I've got all three of these is because I could do it, and I thought that my original plan was not to build this ship, but I had the faction credits, and I just thought it looked so cool, you know, so really cool that I just had to build it. Um, I've actually tiered it up farther than I thought I would. It's been easy to do because it doesn't use many of the same stuff as my Kretschner does, and it actually this ship right here probably did a lot doing those last two upgrades on the Kretschner actually got me here because I did an upgrade on the Enterprise E to tier 10, and I think I got 2 upgrades on it. Let's look at it here. We've got some storms coming in, so I don't know if we might lose electricity or not, but I got tier 10 with the shield and the armor and the shield. Like I told you, those are the ones I always do first. And I did that, did a bunch of research, and didn't do any on this one. Wanted to, but right now the stuff that I needed for the upgrade for that was it was using the same uncommon parts. But I got a feeling next week this one will get some love because I don't think I'm going to get enough parts to make a difference on this bad boy here. Okay, we got all our ships home now. Let's relocate. Hopefully we get real close to him. Now we can bring our Kretschner back in. And so we got some options of stuff we can do now. I think I'm going to go ahead and let the last. Well, no, I really do need the loot. I want to go ahead and not do the last tier of that Mirrorverse thing, but I need the loot. If I didn't need the loot, just in case one of these guys are watching, I'm going to take one of these offers and I'm going to look at my protection. It does have a decent cargo outside the Mirrorverse because you have none in Mirrorverse. So let's look at here. Let's see who can give me the most protection here. Let's see what's he got. Hands off loot, 600%. That looks real good. 500%. I'm wondering. This is crazy. I wonder if they stack. Let's go ahead and put. I'll do that. I think I'll make myself too weak if I start taking. I think I can live with having Vial, Hugh, and Chapel down there, and have these two. Or yeah, let's just do that. I know I'll lose a little bit of loot gain, but I've got protection in case some of these guys try to snipe me on the way back. Okay. So, and you know what else I can do? I didn't even do this today. Didn't need it. I never ran out of rerolls. Last time I ran out of rerolls because I noticed this time around when you did a 10,000 pull, a point one and made the pull, it also gave you more rerolls. I don't think it had done that before. At least I didn't think so. I was running out of them before, trying to get one that I wanted. But this time I've got like a buku worth of surplus. But I'm looking forward to seeing what we end up getting there. Okay, let's go consumables. Let's go ahead and hit that one. Man, y'all, I don't know if y'all can hear that in my microphone, but it is raining very hard here in Dallas. I got a little bit of this left. I didn't know I had any multiphasics left, to be honest with you. I know it's not going to give me enough to do my pull, but give me a little bit of lat. 2 million's worth. Okay. Plus it will give me some more crystal. So it might allow me to do another one of those interceptor researches. Man, I'll be so glad when those are completely done. Okay, these are all for the deal, and I'm not using them. I'm using them for something else. I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, I don't have enough to do the warheads. Let's see if there's any that uses rare. Yeah, I gotta have that one done before I can do that one. But we can do this one though. Help the enterprise out. What do we need to do? I don't like spending, but I guess got two. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to look at something else here. I just finished one. Warheads. Can't do that one. Now, like I said, the two that I really want to do that I've been trying to weed my way through there. Let's see if we got enough. We might have enough ore now to do this one, which will free. I'm going to go ahead and just speed this one up. There, I don't have enough for any more, but that I need to just keep hammering away at those until I can get this whole plating done. Okay, so I need 5,000 of that. Oh, I ain't gonna get that to that. Let's see what else we got here. We can do this one. There we go. I think we're done. I think that puts us up. That's going to put us in a situation where I don't think the guy about second place can catch me. This will be coming in handy. All this will come in handy tomorrow. Okay, let's see. I went past where I wanted to see. Here we go. So yeah, I'm 100 million, 123 million higher than him almost. So that should guarantee me second. First place, I'm hoping. Definitely get me second. And that's all I need is second to tear him up. But what I do want is that. The extra 25, I would have been happy to be in second place if they hadn't put that in there. See, like I said, that's 100. The way that thing works in there, that's 100 epic shards. And this one here is 50, maybe like 55 epic shards, or maybe a little bit more than that, maybe closer to 60, but somewhere between 55 and 60 epic shards. But this is enough. Like I said, I can use it on a couple of different the officers that we looked at earlier, and it would be a lot of help. I mean, I wish the Giorgio had a little bit more help. I would definitely use it on her. But 100 shards gets Specialist Q done. Not done, but it gets her to tier 4, I think. I think I got her. I think I got her either tier 2 or tier 3. I don't know. I'm going to look. I think I got her tier 3. We got to change that. We need to clear this thing out. Oh, man, what? I got to reset and push apply. Okay, I was putting cancel. Thinking cancel would cancel it, but. Okay, so we're going to go all the way down. Specialist. See, now the thing is the one I was talking about deciding against, do I do Carol Marcus? Because there is no sourcing for her in the game. Now, I wish he was a little bit closer. He would be a player, too, because he does have some abilities as far as, but, man, I would love to do them both, to be honest with you. But I don't think I can. So I got 70 to puts her up, and then I need 79 here. So there's no way that I can do both, but I can do one. And I do think Carol Marcus, unfortunately, because of the stupid loop that we're currently in, may be more valuable to get her to where she's going to give me more loot bonus than 7 and 9, Specialist 9. But what I will do is I'll use whatever I have left either on a rare or her to get them up. I'll have to look through my rares again and see who is really close that's worth tearing up. See, because I've got a lot of the ones like this one, that one, that I don't really care if they're tiered up or not. I need to look at Zeb. I wasn't impressed by his ability earlier, but he's only a hostile officer. Do I think he will be better than any of the ones I already got? Now this Apex barrier, he could be valuable in wave defense in one of your ships there. That is a distinct possibility, right? But I don't know. I don't know if it'd be worth. I'm going to go through here and look through these. There's some Mirrorverse officers. Miss Q is really close. I think I'm just going to do the pulls in the store to finish her out and save and use those ones for somebody else because I'm close enough that I can get her in 2 days. And now I would really love if one of these officers were within reach with 100 shards, so I could get them up to tier 4. But you can see it's not going to happen. And no, I'm not going to buy any more loot. I already bought 3 of those. I'm not going to buy another one. All right, let's take that little ship back into space. Okay, we got to see what's going on here. Probably somebody getting raided. No, they're doing. Yeah, look, here's a guy's on level 42, and he doesn't have all. He doesn't have all three factions locked out. That's why he's a. That's why when probably the median person on this server who's really active and a decent player is going to be either right at 60 or over 60, and he's only 42. You know. But you get these guys that sit there and auto grind these in these systems. And they're so low too. They're not going to give you much rep, you know, or in the XP. I think they're going for XP for the ship is what they're going for doing that. You can just, man, you could go and just actually really grind and do a lot more than sitting a ship like that overnight. And what it does too, what they don't realize that is it affects their hostile count. So if they do put something in the game that they need to kit a bunch of hostiles, they may go against the against the limit for the day. And I sure don't want to waste that on those type of hostiles. I can tell you. Yeah, I was really hoping that would give me the deal where I could go over the top and do that. I'm sure I didn't get enough mirror premium or omega dust to make a difference there. But we will go into the mirror space and finish the event, get us some loot. Yeah, I'm going to get less loot because I had to put the protection. Because when I fly back, one of those guys will probably try to pick me off. Because I'm sure they're watching, waiting for me not to guard this guy, so they can raid him again. Because he's got a lot of resources. That's why I didn't. One reason I didn't let him have it. So. Yeah, I'm not gonna let another alliance have all those resources. This is not gonna happen. I don't care what. Like I said, I don't care what a bunch of farmers and schemers in Discord decide what they want to do here. That's just not gonna happen on my watch. I'm not gonna let one of my teammates get vaulted on something as stupid as that. And it's his fault, though, because he should be shielded. But it's the principle of the thing. Like if it was me, if we had a member in our alliance that got raided all the time, he wouldn't be in our alliance very long. Because to me, it makes the alliance look bad. If you got one guy that's like this dude that I just popped for the other guy, the one that had the hard row sign on it. Him and about 3 of his alliance mates, they're ultra farmers. They don't really care if their base gets cleaned out because they got hundreds of tokens below, and if they don't do, they'll just buy a pack and be right back on the horse, you know. And that's problematic, especially when incursions go. It's always one of those guys that I'm on the other server trying to raid people, and I'm getting the SOS. We need help, so and so, with 500 trillion in resources is getting raided, and we can't stop the guy that's raiding him. And I have to stop what I'm doing and then stop them, kind of like what I did right there. And it gets old. The problem is this time they're not going to have me to do it because it's a work night for me, and then I've got to work the next night. So it isn't like I can. It's not like I can play up, when I get off work 6 in the morning until the incursions quits and try to catch up. I'm gonna barely score anything in it because, like I said, the one the night before, the the night before and during, well, during incursions, I'm gonna be doing the job where I have to pretty much be out on the plant the whole night, and where I'm walking about 6 to 8 miles a night. So when I get home, I'm gonna be so tired that probably won't hardly be able to eat anything before I go to sleep, and then I'll sleep all the way till like 3 o'clock, and then I'll probably pop on, try to do whatever the damage dealer, wherever we're supposed to be, either attacker or defender. I'll go look for way to score in that, and I'll also use. You can see I've got those ships I can tier up for that event, alliance event. And that'll probably be my. They're gonna miss me not going on the other server cracking bases for them. I can tell you that right now. Because that's what I usually do. I'll go up there and take a bunch of scoops and then go look for the next one. Unless it's a monster. We had a couple of monster ones. I stayed and raided until the guy came online. We had a couple of monster ones last time that I cracked open. But mainly because I don't used to, when incursion came when I was sub 60, I loved it because it was free resources, you know. It was not really not much what I didn't do on my own server every night, you know. It was just the night there was no row where you could hit any ship, you know, and so yeah, so I used to love incursions, but my server kind of ruined them for me because all these guys won't shield and move and just give the incursions away to these players. But yeah, 2 or 3 days in front of incursions, having a no interference rule, well, that's not a bad deal, but almost a damn week in front of it, hell no. And I kind of know who probably came up with that shit. I've got a feeling I know whose handiwork that is. I can't believe how quiet the stream is tonight. I do, like I said, I'm gonna look into the music thing tomorrow. There is a way that I can do it, but I don't. The way that I saw on the line, I'm not really wanting to do it that way. Like I can do it right now. I even think so. Let's see. Let's go on the overlays. The overlay. New countdown. New shape. Where is the Windows? Sound effects. Okay, tell me how. If anybody's online, tell me how that sounds. This is the first time I've tried to do music inside here. Okay. Okay, you get go council. Okay. Okay. Can anybody hear the music? If you tell me if you can. Oh, I'm clicking on my. Okay, I got the thing that I was wanting. The one thing is it can kill these loot goblin things pretty easy. And I only got like the research to 2, you know. I imagine when I get into the other system and you got 70 ones, I'm going to have to go in there and start doing that research on it. Because I only think I got it to 2. Let's look and see. Do I have a still open slot? No, let's go ahead and just, I want to see. If anybody's on the stream, let me know how that audio sounds on that thing, because this is my first attempt to put it on there. I'm gonna load this up with 5 chips, and I'm gonna go get my iPad, I guess, and listen. But what I've got to do, I've got to make a folder and put all my music in it that way, and it's supposed to like go through there. But they said the same thing with OBS, but that didn't ever work. And I do like having it separated from my vocals. I don't really hear anything on Twitch. I don't really hear anything on Twitch. Yeah, you can hear the delay from my iPad, so I've got to see what the deal is. All the songs stopped. No wonder. It's supposed to repeat. Let's see, I'm going to go on to it. And tell it to repeat. There we go. Now let's try that thing. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, it sounds okay. I got to hear what it would sound like on there, but I've got to find a way where I can group them where they'll all play where you're not hearing the same song over and over again. I've got 2 in there, but that wouldn't help that much more. Like I was saying before, I wish there was a way I could just put my Apple Music stream or something like that on there and let it go and tell it to play Guns N' Roses or something, and it'd be cool. But unfortunately, they don't allow you to do that stuff. Now there is a way. There is a way on using OBS in Twitch, supposedly, and I haven't heard this enough that I would trust it to get strikes on my account for. That you can tell it to stream whatever you want, whatever music you want to stream, but tell it not to save it on your video on demand, and it won't give you strikes. But there isn't a mechanism for YouTube to do that, and quite honestly, my audience on YouTube is like 3 times the size of any, or maybe way more than that. So that would cause me to go do what I was doing before, where I was only streaming on Twitch, and I have to export it whenever I get a chance to export it to YouTube, and I don't want to do it because um, the bigger momentum that I'm gaining right now is on YouTube with the stream, not on Twitch. I don't know, maybe because I'm not playing the game of most of your Twitch people that are begging for subs and all these other crap in here. I'm not doing that. So probably my stream doesn't get promoted as much as some of those other ones do. So I'm cool with it. I'm just there. This is just a secondary. Twitch is secondary for me. YouTube is prime. And what's funny about it is I had more complaints about the music on YouTube than I have on here. Because some of the guys, because a lot of your audience for Star Trek stuff is a little bit on the 50 plus, and there are a lot of these people who are not into the metal type music that I'm playing for my songs here. So that has a play. That was one of the things that some guy was telling me to stop playing the music, because every time he wants to punch out, I said, go ahead and punch out. Music's staying on the stream. It won't be on my regular videos, because my regular videos are teaching videos or information videos, which you don't need music for that. But I'm streaming and I'm doing the events. It's going to be hour, right now I've been online for 3 hours. So it's, when I wasn't talking a while ago and I was trying to stop that guy from raiding, you could have had music in the background to kind of break the monotony up. And that's more what it's for. And hell, it was fun writing those Star Trek songs. The song anyway. And most of the people that I know that are really fans love the hell out of those songs. And I've actually had a couple people ask me if I would have put them on YouTube so they could download them. I don't know if I want to go that far with it, but I do need to find a way with this new program, this Ecamm that I'm using, to be able to put music in regularly, and not kind of like what I did there. What I did is I pushed a start button and started the music just to see what it would sound like on here. Well, that was more of an experiment than something I'm going to do regularly like that. I've got to find a way to load my 15 songs in there that I've got that are related to Star Trek or space, and let it cycle through there like I was doing on my iPod. I got an iPod I loaded it just for this. And I was going through my mixer board, but the way that this one's set up, where I can use my, even at the end when I was doing separately, it just makes it's just better, It's just really better. kind of messed up there. How many? I got 7 more minutes. I've got 72 of those drops. And there's another loot one. Let's go ahead and stop. Tell it to take that one next. We'll go up here and get that. Come down here and get that. I mean, I need to make me something to eat here in a minute. So I think I'm gonna get off the stream as soon as we get done with this. I'll be on I'll be on later today for sure. I was gonna go to Lone Star Park for the Lone Star Millions, but uh, we had rain in the forecast and it is pouring down there, so that track's gonna be nothing but a mud hole. And some of the better horses will scratch. So it'll not be a good day for racing at Lone Star Park today, I don't think. Even though this is the biggest race, to me, it's the biggest race day of the year, as far as the racing goes on that track. You know, of course, they have a bigger thing for the Breeders' Cup, uh, Kentucky Derby, and stuff, and maybe the other two Triple Crown races. But uh, that's usually where they get their biggest attendance days is Kentucky Derby Day, just because it's such an iconic event that it trans. I think it transcends horse racing as a whole, because you're people that don't know anything about it will watch the Kentucky Derby, and it was really. I actually went to a Derby, the one that oh, I can't remember who won. I had Curlin and Hard Spun, and I had him in my trifecta, but I didn't have him on top. You know, I had him on. You know, I had a box, but I mean, I didn't have him in the win bets. But it didn't matter. Those exotics paid great, and I ended up buying my very first HD TV. I bought with the money I won at Churchill Downs was about $600 on that race. I came home with about $2,200 that I'd won in the track over the Kentucky Oats Day and Kentucky Derby Day. I miss going to the track like that, but right now the Parimutuel, because they watered those exotic bets down so much that uh, it's not really. It's not. I'm trying to find the right words. It's not. I don't want viable's not the right word, but also I can pull this one all the way down, and um, it's not profitable as it used to be. Used to, I could go to the track with like 60 to $100, come home with 1,500 pretty regularly, and now for the same amount of wins and stuff, I might come home with $200, you know, or three at the most, just because the mutual payouts are so low because they watered down. Um, the fields are a lot shorter now, where you see a lot of 4 or 5 uh, horse fields, um, which which hurts the parimutuel a great deal because uh, it's a lot easier for other people to get on the right horse when there's less of them. And then you got guys that just bet long shots, so you don't get their money too. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they're saying it's stupid to do long shots. No, if you there are usually when I was handicapping regularly, I would hit on about 2 or 3 long shots in the day, but they were long shots because uh, they were going against the favorite. The favorite was like one of the biggest angles that a lot of bettors will bet or on trainers and jockeys. Even though that's not the most horrible, some of the jockeys are really good at. Yeah, that guy was thanking me for letting him have that base after I cracked it. Well, they're one of the guys called out for it. I, like actually, the person who out for it didn't even go rate it. So y'all saw it on there. Somebody put the cords up there, wanted it cracked, and I went and did it for them. Yeah, back in the day. That's what you'd be seeing me doing back in the day when I was pre 61. I spent most of my nights raiding people for the resources. I won't say that I missed that because it was such tedious work, but it saved me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You know, I can't even put a monetary value on how much of my stuff going from. Oh, I probably didn't raid that much until I was in my early op 30s, maybe from op 30s to op 60. Um, you know how they say that it's better to buy things with other people's money. You can definitely say that. I would say a large portion of my base, when you look at this base right here, from 60 below came from other people's resources. Like I said, when I came, we merged and we're still not in the economy that we are now, where trillions are normal. Um, when you would, I mean, you would have to see. I don't think we had that many people before we merged that had a trillion in resources, and then wasn't until after. But when we did that, um, I was first in rating on our server, and there was a big gap between the second and even after we merged. 74 wasn't as a big. They weren't a big raiders and PvP players. When 75 merged with uh, 74, it was like first contact with the Klingons. They got their asses whooped. We beat their ass in uh, incursions. They're the only they're the only server that this our 75 was undefeated on. We I think we went against them 3 times and we won easily because they're the only we merged with the only server that's worse at it than we are. Because when we win, it takes a Herculean effort. We have to go and find some big, gigantic base and crack it and raid it until the guy comes back on. The only way that we. That's the only way we can win it because we got too many morons that won't shield, and some of them won't even move and shield. So, uh, yeah, I always call our server the bank of Star Trek Fleet Command. That's when the other server meets us in incursion, they can make sure that we help them get into the next economy. Because we got guys that spin big, and we got guys that's got you got little players like in the 40s and 50s has got a trillion in resources. That that boggles my mind because we were stuck in billions. You know, a billion was a whole lot when I was like a 40 or whatever. But these guys won't even rate it. If I crack a guy that doesn't have a few trillion, they're not even interested in raiding the guy. You know, that's how much different the economy was when I was there. Yeah, I would rate a guy all night that had 600 billion in resource and thought I hit the mother lode. Now that's nothing. Yeah, because there were some lower players that had like 300 billion, uh, 400 billion. When I was looking for people getting rated, I would hit the unshielded ones, and I would look in there. Well, no, they weren't even bothering with those because that was chump change compared to the ones that were the the bases that had trillions. It's sad. So if you're on one of the either on this either stream, kind of let me know because if you heard the music, was the music too loud? Was it the right level? Because I can't tell. I listened to on Twitch on my iPad and it sounded okay to me. But I trust the soundboard in this program a little bit more than I do OBS because there are times where I just had my the mixer toggled up barely, and it was the guys on stream said it was loud, which I don't know how it could be because I was listening to it in the headphones, can barely hear it. And but anyway, so I trust the little faders a little bit more because just from the few tests I watched on both platforms, and it looks like it's pretty decent. Like um, on the other one, I had to get way close to my microphone like this if I wanted something to hear. But now I can kind of lean back and, uh, I because before I had the preset on there maxed out. This one here, I only got like 3/4 of the way, and I'm hitting right at the. If I go any louder, then I'm going to be clipping, or making. It's going to be overdriven. So I'm perfect on my end, my voice right now, as far as the mixer goes. But we're back now. We're gonna look at C. We're gonna pull these. For the most part, when you're in a regular warship doing mirror space, these drops are more important than what you actually are pulling. But this little ship right here has such a big cargo hold. Um, you want both. So I want to be good for couple weeks maybe now, I think. Let's go in there and look. Let's see how many pulls that gives me. Oh yeah, I got 2.1 million and stuff, and I think it takes like 100,000 on the pulls. So we're good for a while, and that's what I needed, because I was out, but I wasn't gonna do any. I didn't care about it until I got uh, Kara tiered up. All the Trillium D was going to her, and I actually got uh, Troy, but she only needed like 4,000 of the, and that was basically two pulls, a day and a half of pulls, and she was done. She was pretty easy, but she won't be in the next tier. Next tier she's going to be high like it was for uh, Kara, Mira Kara. But man, I can't believe this Jocko. I can't believe how much of this loot I'm going to have to pull to finish him. Let's find him here. I knew it was going to be high because the going to tier 3 was 16,000 of this stuff. But 100,000? Oh my God. See, like I would almost have enough to take him up. One more run would get him over the tier 3 amount, but 100,000? Oh my God. That most I can get on a run, what hitting that the mission that I can do. The one above it, I can't do it. My ship's not even powerful enough. Someone said you had to have an epic that's over 100 or a board cube that's over 100 to kill those hostiles on in Discord. And it was the guy that told me that in there. He's gave me good information, and he's high. He's one of the bigger spenders in the game, and he's got that ship that high. But he was saying that the consensus was that it has you got to have a ship that's over 100 billion, which I don't have and won't have for quite a while. See, because my Kretschner here is 56, I think, with my PvE crew, because most of those are all high tiered. I think it gets up to six. No, no, yeah, okay, no, I looked at that wrong. I don't have my glasses on, so I got 58. When I put my PvE crew in there, I get close to 60. But when I tried to hit it, I only got 6 tiers, or not 6 tiers, 6 rounds, and for some stupid reason, none of my officers procced in all 6 rounds. Only the FT did. So I don't know if they're broke or whatever, if they're supposed to do that, but I don't. Uh, I guess I need to go. Let's go in there and read what they. Oh my gosh. Okay, here it is right here in this space here. That's where I had my station when I did it a couple of days ago. It's been sitting here like this for 4 or 5 days. Okay, let's see what the apex barrier at the start of combat is. Increases by 5,000. Okay. Well, I've got 2 shred officers. They should have took care of that. And increases isolate damage by 15% at the start of combat. So all of its ability starts at the very beginning. So once I got past that first round, I should have been able. I mean, it's got a gargantuan number on here, where my ship is right there. Less than that, like 58 billion. This one's four trillion. It's sort of like those transports up in that new 70 space. Well, there's got to be another crew you guys stick in there, because this one didn't work worth a damn, and it should have. Okay, I've got Apex Barrier with him. I got 70 70% shred with her, and then I've got shred with him. So it should have done more than what it did. And I don't. Neither one of those procced. None of my Janeway didn't. He didn't. She didn't. None of my lower decks. Cause see, I've got I've got a people players on the lower deck that every one of those players should have procced. You know, going 6 rounds, yeah, but it sure didn't. Well, now with the upgrade to another tier, I'm able to get like 100, almost 160 of these hostels now. I mean, that was the first run I've done it. I only done one run with the new upgrade. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way with it. So probably tomorrow I'm gonna spend a lot of time up here trying to see if I can get, because I want to get Jockholm done, and I want to be able to do those researches I was showing you in the away mission deal with that takes the same loot. So I'm going to end the stream, guys. I'm glad the ones of you guys are here that didn't like we had a lot of people watch it like we did last night, but uh, I will be on later today. I'm not sure whether I'm going to come on and do Monday Night Raw or not. Uh, the last couple of Monday Night Raws have been pretty meh, and it's hard to talk about wrestlers you don't care about. So yeah, so I don't know that I'm gonna do it or not, but I'm gonna take this up into the augment space, do a couple runs maybe while I'm eating, and so until next time.